For decades, India and China have shared a long and uneasy border, a border marked by mountains, rivers, and the scars of conflict. In recent years, they've tried to talk peace. Leaders have met, ministers have travelled. Disengagement was announced, yet the shadow of mistrust lingers. In Washington, Donald Trump's new tariff war on Beijing is redrawing global alignments. Many believe it is pushing India closer to China. But the real question isn't, will the elephant and the dragon dance together? It is, should the elephant and the dragon dance together at all? Hello and welcome. You're watching Statecraft with me, Geeta Mohan. As Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi wraps up his two-day visit to India, New Delhi faces an uncomfortable question. Can it really trust China even as Beijing deepens its embrace of Pakistan? The visit is framed as a chance to reset ties, but beneath the handshakes and formal statements lies a harsher reality. India must decide whether dialogue with China is diplomacy or delusion. Wang Yi's arrival comes at a sensitive moment, but trust does not come easily. Behind the veneer of renewed engagement is Beijing's parallel dance with Islamabad. Wang Yi's next stop after India is Pakistan, a move that undercuts any illusion of singular focus on India. At the very moment Beijing speaks of stabilizing ties with Delhi, it strengthens military and diplomatic muscle of India's most entrenched adversary. This duplicity is what fuels the central dilemma. Can India take China's assurances at face value? The shadow of Pakistan looms large. China's ironclad friendship with Islamabad is no secret. In recent months, Pakistan has received Hangaur-class submarines, J-10C fighter jets, and diplomatic cover from Beijing during India's anti-terror strikes. Beijing even rolled out the red carpet for Pakistan's Army Chief, Field Marshal Asim Munir, weeks after he visited Washington. For Delhi, the optics are striking. China poses as a peace partner on the Himalayas while bolstering Pakistan's military machine in India's backyard. And Beijing's willingness to balance between Washington and Islamabad only adds to India's suspicions. Pakistan is not merely a client, but a conduit through which China exerts pressure on Delhi from multiple angles. Brahmaputra Dam is the clearest example of Beijing's unilateralism. Approved in late 2024, the project is hailed in China as a project of the century, the largest hydropower dam in the world, costing an estimated $167 billion. But downstream in India and Bangladesh, it is viewed as a weapon. Water experts warn of unpredictable ecological damage, food security risks, and a precedent where Beijing controls a river that sustains millions. Delhi has lodged concerns, but Beijing brushes them aside, insisting the project is an internal matter of sovereignty. For India's public, the message is chilling. China does not consult, it constructs. Still, diplomacy demands engagement. Modi may travel to Tianjin for the SCO summit later this month, potentially meeting Xi Jinping on the sidelines. This would be their first bilateral in years, and the optics will be closely watched. But optics alone cannot erase structural realities. If Beijing expects Delhi to reset relations, it must explain why its most loyal ally remains Pakistan, the very state that exports terrorism to India. Some argue that engagement is necessary not because China is trustworthy, but because disengagement is riskier. A frozen conflict along the Himalayas is costly. Trade between the two nations worth $100 billion cannot be ignored. And global forums from BRICS to the SCO require Indian and Chinese cooperation. But engagement does not equal trust. It is a pragmatic hedge, not a partnership of equals. For Delhi, dialogue is about risk management, not reconciliation. The challenge for Delhi is to balance pragmatism with principle. Dialogue must continue, but without illusions. China's embrace of Pakistan is unlikely to loosen. Its projects on the Brahmaputra will proceed regardless of Indian protests. Its presence in the Indian Ocean will expand as Beijing pursues maritime power. To trust China blindly would be folly. To engage China cautiously may be necessity. So as Modi prepares for his possible China trip and as Jaishankar hosts Wang Yi, the stage is set for another chapter in the uneasy India-China relationship. The handshakes will be polite, the communiques diplomatic, the optics carefully managed, but beneath it all remains the same question that refuses to fade. Can India trust China while Beijing holds Pakistan so close? The answer may not lie in words but in actions. If China truly seeks a reset, it must show restraint on the border, transparency on water projects, and neutrality in South Asia. It must stop arming Pakistan in ways that directly threaten India. It must honor its own past commitments, including the so-called provisional nature of the Shaksgam Agreement. Until then, India's caution is not hesitation, it is wisdom born of experience. Trust, after all, is not given, it is earned, and Beijing has much left to prove.